Namaskar. We would like to welcome you all on behalf of Independent Research Ethics Society at our milestone of 2158. Thank you for your overwhelming support, which inspire us to continue the journey. Today, we are celebrating Anthropology Day. What is the importance of anthropology? Now, this is last session, so no time limit is there. I welcome both the speakers and would like to request Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji for welcome address.
Thank you.
Nishant ji, welcome.
Thank you. Namaskar. Good evening to everybody. Respected distinguished guests, eminent speaker, ladies and gentlemen. I, Professor Dr. Vishnu Prasad Sharma, welcome all of you to AYUSH SAMRIDDHI International Webinar Series on Anthropology Importance. Most important subject today we have. In this webinar, we have eminent speaker. First, I want to welcome Dr. Suparna S. Mukherjee from Bolpur. Namaskar, madam, and welcome you to this AYUSH Samriddhi International Webinar Series. Next, I want to welcome Dr. Saikat Kumar Basu from Alberta, Canada. Namaskar, sir, and welcome you to this AYUSH Samriddhi International Webinar Series on Anthropology Importance. Once again, I welcome all the eminent speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to this international webinar series on Anthropology Importance. सबको स्वागत करते हूँ. Thank you, नमस्कार और पवन जी.
Thank you very much, sir. मैं तीसरे वक्ता को भी स्वागत करता हूँ, हमारी आदरणीय मैडम पारुल जोशी जी. मैं गुरुदेव जी का भी स्वागत करता हूँ, हमारे गुरुदेव लक्ष्मीकांत द्विवेदी जी, हमारे आधार स्तंभ निशांत कुमार शुक्ला जी. सबकी जय हो जय हो. आज आप लोगों से ही कंक्लूजन लेंगे. मैं एंथ्रोपोलॉजी पर विचार रखने के लिए डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी, जिनका सब्जेक्ट ही एंथ्रोपोलॉजी है, स्वागत करता. आदरणीय डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी मैडम. Am I audible to you, madam?
Yes, thank you. Thank
welcome,
you very
madam.
much.
Welcome.
Yes, very good evening.
Happy Anthropology Day. Happy.
Yes, today is the Anthropology Day, World Anthropology Day. I'm really thankful and grateful to the AYUSH Samriddhi platform for giving me such an opportunity to say something on the anthropology and exploration of anthropology. I have PPT. I'm trying to share over from my phone device. If not, if there is any problem, I have sent you the PPT to you for sharing the PPT. Please help me in this regard. So no problem.
Yeah, your screen is shared.
Just a minute. Just 1 minute.
Please take your own time.
आ गया
आ गया?
Yes.
Is it visible? Okay.
Yes, आ गया. इसमें आप चाहेंगे तो full screen. Yes. Yeah, excellent, madam.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome.
So today's topic is celebration of World Anthropology Day the 20th February 2025, Anthropology and its Importance. First, I would like to say that what is anthropology? Anthropology, to know the anthropology, it is the Greek term anthropos, that means the humans, and the Latin word logos, to study. So study of human being, it's the anthropology at a class. But study, what does it mean by the study? Because we have seen that doctors, those who checking off the medical doctor, they are also studying the human being. Then psychologist, sociologist, lawyer, engineer. So every sector, they are doing their best jobs. But anthropology, when you are studying the anthropology will study the human being in a holistic approach. That means they will study you through the medical sciences, through the psychological, through the sociological, to the economy, to the political science, this the philosophy, every sector, and as a whole, they will study the anthropologists to study the human being. And that's why it is called the very large and very vast area anthropology is to cover. So basically, we can say that the anthropology is a holistic sense and they study the human being. That's why it's known as the Manav Vigyan. Manav Vigyan, in Hindi term we used to use, and in Bengali we use it Nritattva. And those who are studying and those who are becoming the degree holder of this anthropology, they known as the anthropologist and the Manav Vigyani or Nritattvavid. So, the anthropology is the comprehensive study of the human being in biological and socio-cultural aspects. So, anthropology has gained significance over the years and has extended its reach to many domains like the healthcare, academia, disaster management, business, human rights, then archaeological orientation, then fossil, this museum, every sector anthropology is there. So, in this aspect, so we can divide anthropology and we can say that the anthropology has the four wings. First, physical or biological anthropology. Second is social or cultural anthropology, then the archaeological anthropology and linguistic anthropology. These are the main factors of this anthropology, and we are this anthropology is totally conglutinated with these four wings to study of this anthropology. Then first we used to come to this physical or biological anthropology. Physical or biological anthropology, especially known as the physical or biological anthropology, is a subfield of this anthropology that studies the biological and physical aspects of humans and their ancestors. So it aims to understand human evolution, especially the evolution, adaptation, variation through the examination of fossil records, then the genetics, primatology, the study of the primates, and the human osteology, or the study of the bones. So first, if we come to the human evolution, so we always think and we always say that God has created us, that we are the creation of the God. But anthropologists believe that we have come through the evolution. So evolution is the main factor for coming in this modern era. So human being has started their journey and they have reached to this modern era through this evolution. Then the genetics. Genetics is a very important part of this anthropology because without genetic combinations and without genetic senses and how we have evolved, how the genetics is depending upon us, it is also based on this anthropology, and anthropology covered it. Then the primatology. These human beings are the place of human beings are in animal kingdom. So we are the based animal in this animal kingdom, and our order is primate. And primate order, there is the two sections, that is the pongid and hominid. Pongid, that is those who are pongid section, they are the orangutan, gibbon, chimpanzee and gorilla. They are very nearer to this human being. And in the hominid, there is a human being, the modern human being, that is Homo sapiens. Nowadays, it is the Homo sapiens sapiens. Then human variations. There are so many variations we followed in our human nature, human behavior, human strategies, human genetic formations, their psychological, their sociological, their cultural, their family, their lineage, everything we have found it out. Then the genetic variations also found it out. So how we are evolving, and total genetic structure is the chromosomal structure. These are also found in this the human variation. And other one is the forensic anthropology. Forensic anthropology, also known as the criminology. Here we can studies and we can find it out the type of this criminal nature, then the autopsy records, and how the forensic dealing of this forensic anthropology. There is if there is any murder or if there is any kind of abnormal activities, how the postmortem report, then the other all types of genetic fingerprint, everything is studies in this forensic anthropology, especially the criminology. Then we can come to the social and cultural anthropology. This social and cultural anthropology is the subfield of anthropology that focuses on the study of human societies, cultures, and their development. It aims to understand the social structures, practices, and institutions that shape human behavior and interactions. Social anthropologists conduct ethnographic research, often through participant observation and interviews, to gain insights into the various aspects of the social life. So, in this social anthropology, there are other subfields. That is this the socio-cultural anthropology. First, we can come to the kinship and family. Our family structure. There is joint family, nuclear family, extended family, and the kinship. In the kins, we have seen this. There's so many relationship we are maintaining in our society, that also covered in this section. Then the religion and ritual. The human first introduced the religions when there was no religion. The conception of religion has been developed, and we are making our religions and also rituals. Every religions have their own and unique rituals they are practicing. And then the economy exchange. When there is no currency system, so the human being started the exchange process. That means the barter exchange we used to follow. Then afterwards we have pointed out this medium, that is the economy. So currency, when the currency has been developed, the economic development also started, and anthropology also specialized in this economic development. Then the politics and power. The politics we have seen, the Gram Sabha, then Panchayat, then this Mukhiya, then this the priest. So all these things are related to this politics, and they perform the politics, and they have done this politics, especially the human beings started the politics in this aspects for the societal benefit, and they hold the power. The power is generated the politics, and nowadays we are also following up how the politics is developing. Then identity and culture. How the identity and culture, each and every human beings or the society or the community has their specific identity and culture, and we can find it out through the particular community through their culture, like the Bengali culture, Oriya culture, Bihari culture. So this cultural variation is also surrounding with us, and it is depending upon the eco development and the geographical orientation. Then we can also studies in this marriage and rituals. Every marriage have their specific rituals. The Bengalis also follow their marriage rituals. The Marathis follows their marriage rituals. So these are and religion also followed their specific marriage rituals, which is depending upon their cultural aspects. And the social change and development. Social change, nowadays we are adopting the cultural system. That means the cultural exchange process, and through which we are developing ourselves, and our congenital process and our cognitive senses also developed, and our society also developed, and they are coping up this cultural change, and they are also mixing the cultural aspects for the development as such. Then we are coming to this archaeological anthropology. This archaeological anthropology is known as simply as archaeology. It is a subfield of the anthropology that studies human history and prehistory through the excavation and the analysis of material remains. Now, archaeology seeks to understand past human cultures, behaviors, and societies by examining artifacts, structures, and physical evidence left behind by the people. So, archaeological anthropology also has several subfields, of which very few are mentionable here. The excavation, culture, reconstruction. So, every time any kinds of civilization we have to done, we should get the civilization, the artifacts, at the same time the evidences through these excavations, and these excavations also train to the cultural reconstruction. That means Indus Valley civilization, the various civilizations, the Vedic culture, whatever we have excavated, the primitive man, what they used to do, what was their artifacts, what types of dresses they used to wear, what is the time scale in which period they are belonging for. So we can excavate and we can come to the point that which culture they are belonging for. Now, this artifacts analysis and dating techniques. So which if the person, if we can get the fossil, the fossil is belonging to the 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years, so what is the age actually, so we can determine and we can get the result of the through this excavation of archaeological anthropology. And then the bioarchaeology and environmental archaeology. This bioarchaeology is we can the extinct species which are not yet been is surviving in this world, so we can get it through this excavation. And the environment is the main factor over here. What geological time scale was there, so we can excavate through this archaeological anthropology. And archaeological anthropology will give you the prominent and the main data for this the identification of the era, like Dwarka. Dwarka is also inside of the sea, but there was a Krishna was there, and Krishna's tradition was there. We can come to the point that yes, it was a fact. So fact is also excavation to this archaeological anthropology. Then the linguistic anthropology. This linguistic anthropology is also another subfield of this anthropology that studies the relationship between language and culture. It explored how language influences social life, then shapes cultural practices and reflects human cognition. Linguistic anthropologists examine the ways in which language is used in different cultural contexts, how it evolves and how it contributes to the construction of identity and social relationships. So only the human being, mind it, in the animal kingdom, only human being can speak. Other animals cannot speak. They can make the sound. This is the uniqueness of the human being, and it has come through the evolution. That's why the linguistic anthropology is very important for the part of you can exchange your views, your sensation through these words and sentences. So language and culture is very important, because without language we cannot develop our culture. So cultural importance, to the point of this culture point of view, the language is very important. Then the social linguistics, the social cultural aspects of what the situation was there, what kind of the total society is forming and how the society is running is also the social linguistic sector, which can explore through this linguistic anthropology. And language and identity is a very specific for each and every community who can practice this language, and how your language will develop, like the English become the international language. So this international language is the identity of the Britishers. So at that time they have make it in international context. Like the Bengali is using in each and every airport. You will get the Bengali just because of the Bangladesh, not the for this Bengali like in India. So, but Hindi is there for the Indian identity. So these are the identity. Indian identity is Hindi. Bangladesh identity is Bengali. The way we are linguistic anthropology is making prominent your culture and identity. Then the language of acquisition. That means when we are using your language and your consonant and your accent and how you are speaking English, how you are making English very prominent in front of the other society, it is also is maintaining through this linguistic anthropology. And then the ethnography. Ethnography study is very important for this through this linguistic anthropology. Then the language, then we can come to the communication. Communication is possible through this language, and then the management. So how do you manage your socio-cultural aspect? That is also through this language you can explore. And this language change in modern world. How the language is changing in this modern world. That is when we are speaking nowadays, someone, those who have the mother tongue, we learn the language through our mother tongue, and we are learning other language through the mother tongue. That means if you don't understand the mother tongue, and mother tongue the specific the special aspect of this mother tongue, if you cannot acquire it, you cannot acquire the other language. That's why first you have to learn the mother tongue or any one language, then you can change it, and in the modern world you can learn the so many languages. So this is the main aspects of this four parts of this anthropology. Then the evolution, how the we are the trend of this evolution. So evolution, the process through which species of organisms undergo gradual changes over time, often spanning many generations. These changes occur due to various mechanisms such as the natural selection, genetic mutations, and genetic drift. Through evolution, organisms adapt to their environments, sometimes developing new traits or behaviors that enhance their survival and reproduction. And over long period, these gradual changes can result in the emergence of new species. So, evolution is a fundamental concept in biology and helps explain the diversity of life on Earth. So, on Earth, we are surviving through the evolutionary process. And then we can focus on this evolution, how the evolution has been started. It is a very important part of this journey of human being. So journey of human being was started from this Africa. You can see this diagram. So it is the Africa, then Africa to the human being has been explored to the Europe to this Asia, then this Australia, then North America, then South America. The spreading way the humans, how the humans have been specifically evaluated, and they have started their journey and they have explored this. And that's why if you can see the racial structure has generated. That means the Negroid, Caucasian, Negroid, and Mongoloid. Caucasian, those who are the Europeans, they are the fair complexion, they are the tall, and the nasal bridge is very high. This is their feature. The Negroid, we have seen the dark complexion, the flat nose, and this the short and not always short. They also get the height, but the complexion is dark. The morphological identification, and then the Mongoloid. If you can see this, the Chinese, this Koreans, Japanese, they have this short height, and this their skin color is yellowish, not like the Eurasians, the white. So they have the epicanthic fold. So these types of identification has been generated, and journey was started, and journey is continuing from this Africa to at this present juncture. Then the relationship of anthropology with other subjects. So I have told you that anthropology is covering and studying the holistic approach. So there is a relationship with this other subjects like this humanities, social sciences, then the life sciences, art sciences, history, economy, geography, political science, medical science, psychology, environment. So each and every subject is related with anthropology, or rather, anthropology is related with other subjects. So we can say that and we can consider it. Anthropology is the mother of all subjects. If you don't know the anthropology, so the other subject is the part, offshoot of this anthropology, because everything is created by the human being. If the human being is not the subject could have been created. So creation, when the creation started from the anthropology, so the all the subjects are related to this anthropology, and hence the anthropologists can say and can correlate the subjects, all the subjects. So it should be started from the school level. That it can be the children, they must know who we are, how we have come, what is our nature, how the human being surviving, and how the human being come to this modern era. It must know from the grassroots level, from the childhood level. Then only you can recognize who we are and how we are evolving in this world. Next, we can come to the exploration of anthropology. The exploration of anthropology, you can see that there is a big census, and that's art. There is, if you can see this, the human being and covering the all parts of this art, because wherever you will find the human being, every corner of the world, they are in the sea, there the seaside, you will find the human being, a rock forest, you will find the human being, the high altitude, you will find the human being. Not even that, in the space also the human being is surviving. So human being, you will get this anthropology, the anthropos is everywhere of this part of the parts of this art. So that's why the exploration of anthropology is all over the world, and for which the nature has selected us to survive and to explore. That's why we are surviving. And next is the big questions. When the evolution was started, the quadruped to biped, and what we are standing upon, whether the evolution is stopped or evolution is going on. Yes, evolution is you cannot stop the evolution. Evolution is continuing. Evolution is going on, because now we can call it is a microevolution is going on. Our brain is evoluting, our IQ level is evoluting, our sensation is evoluting. So every day, every moment, evolution is going on. So hence we can say that the evolution and exploration of anthropology is totally generating, and they're reaching up and up and up till such time human being is surviving. Then the modern anthropology. Then we can come to this modern anthropology. Modern anthropology is diverse and interdisciplinary, incorporating methods and theories from other fields such as sociology, psychology, history, political science, geography, education. Every parts of this subjects is related to this modern anthropology, and it remains a vital discipline for understanding the complexities of human life in a rapidly changing world. So hence we can say that the globalization. So globalization, when we are using this global village and we are living in a global village, only the anthropology has been explored through this globalization, because it is the creation of human being. Then the transitional point of view. So when we are in transitional phase, because our economy has changed. We have seen in the COVID situation how the economy has been changed, how our workplace has been changed, how our education system has been changed, how our medical system has been changed. This is changing and transition, and the way we are using, like before COVID it was offline, in COVID it was online, and now we have started the hybrid mode. So we have conglutinated, it's the transition we have done it through this our cognitive sense development. And the technology, this is also a very high technological point of view, because we have created the artificial intelligence. So the microevolution has given us such a artificial intelligence and development for the anthropological point of view. And then the digital anthropology continuously generating each and every moment. It is giving us the feedback how the human being is evaluating, how the senses are evaluating, how we are reaching to the far and far and far. That's why we can we can thinking that we can stay in the moon, we can stay in the Mars. So there is so many exploration is still going on. Then we can say this medical anthropology, the modern medical system is generated from this anthropology. And then the sports anthropology, in case of the sports, the anthropologist is very needed, because we are in the sports, we are keeping these doctors, we are keeping the psychology, but there the anthropology should be needed, because anthropology can counsel you the which game is good for and which game is suit for you, because the anthropometric measurement will give you the feedback the which type of game is good for you. Then we can develop the sports in a higher level. Then the migration and refugee studies, in that case, those the people are migrated from one place to another place, how their environment, whether it is suited or not, which type of food they have to maintain, and which type of food habit, then the nutritional aspect, then the health care, everything is related to this migration and refugee studies. And then cultural heritage and preservation. So cultural heritage is very specific and scientific orientation, just because to preserve our ancestors. There are several aboriginal people or indigenous people, those who are surviving till today. We are identifying them, the particularly vulnerable tribal group, the tribal, those who are surviving, and they are our cultural heritage. They are our tradition. They are our maintaining the traditional way of life, and this traditional way of life is very scientific in the nature and the environmental aspect. That's why we should preserve those people, those who are still surviving, and those who are getting extinct and endangered. It is our duty to preserve them. Then the World Anthropology Day and its celebration. So World Anthropology Day is celebrated annually on the third Thursday of February, highlights the importance of understanding human cultures, societies, and evolution. In 2025, this day falls on February 20, the third Thursday of this 2025, and we are celebrating the World Anthropology Day. And what is the importance of this anthropology and world anthropology? So anthropology is more than the study of ancient civilization. It is a lens through which we examine modern societies, human interactions, and cultural transformations. In an increasingly interconnected world, anthropologists help unravel the complexities of migration, identity, climate change, and technological advancements. Their research reforms public policy, preserves indigenous knowledge, and enhances cross-cultural communication, which is very important nowadays, the cross-cultural communication, because there are so many types of cultural people who are surviving, and we are also surviving. So cultural exchange, cultural identification is very important for it. The anthropology continues to evolve, incorporating artificial intelligence, big data, and digital tools to analyze human behavior and societal trends. So the modern era, it is the space research is anthropology is needed, because where they are surviving on the space, how their dresses will be, how they will be surviving, which type of food they have to eat. So everything is comes to the under anthropology. The discipline is instrumental in understanding global issues such as sustainability, healthcare disparities, the social justice movement. And as societies face rapid transformations, anthropological insights guide decision makers in creating more equitable and inclusive communities. Now, the recent 2020 policy also incorporated the Indian knowledge system, which is basically based on the anthropology, because the Aryabhatta, Sushruta, Chanakya, then the all the eminent personalities, those who created the technology, the science, astronomy, everywhere, Barahumi. So all these things are also related, and some has come through this anthropological point of view. Next is the outcomes of the day. What is the World Anthropology Day taught us? The World Anthropology Day has come to this the AI, artificial intelligence era, where we can celebrate, where we can enjoy it, and we can inspire. So you can see that the celebrate is a saffron color, enjoy is a white, it is a peace, and inspire it is a green, because it never ever end. The inspiration would not never end. That's why the tricolor of the Indian tricolor is giving her the celebration, enjoyment, and inspiration. And these are the main motto of this today's outcomes, that the World Anthropology Day, which we are celebrating just now and today's world. And we need this World Anthropology Day. Thank you very much. Happy World Anthropology Day 2025. I wish all the best to the all anthropology and human beings, those who are surviving each and every corner, each and every parts of this world, and their exploration should not stop. They should explore the world on their aspects. Thank you very much. Thanks, AYUSH Samriddhi, giving me such an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. So excellent presentation, excellent presentation. We have learned anthropology. Clear, clear, great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I would like to request humbly Sekat ji to allow me to invite Dr. Parul Joshi ji, if he don't mind.
Sure, sure. Please, no
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you. मैं डॉक्टर मैडम पारुल जोशी जी को सादर आमंत्रित करता हूं उनके विचार. Am I audible to you, madam? आदरणीय पारुल जी,
Good afternoon, sir.
स्वागतम स्वागतम स्वागतम.
Good afternoon, everybody. On and off the dais.
Good afternoon.
Actually, मैडम ने बहुत बढ़िया बताया, और इतना बढ़िया बताया कि मैं वाकई में खो गई थी. और congratulations to her for giving such a good knowledge to us. She shared great knowledge. मैं यहाँ पे ये बताना चाह रही हूँ कि एंथ्रोपोलॉजी जो है वो मनुष्य जो है उसको सीखने का एक हमारा तरीका है कि हम जो मनुष्य है हमें इसमें क्या क्या हमारा भूतकाल रहा है, और उस भूतकाल को देखकर समझकर हमें जो है वो अपना भविष्य तय करना है. तो एंथ्रोपोलॉजी जो है वो हम भूतकाल से भविष्य में जाते हैं, वर्तमान को ध्यान में रखते हुए. और ये जब हम करते हैं तो उसके अंदर जैसे मैडम ने बताया कि हर तरह के जो साइंसेस आज अवेलेबल है वे सभी साइंसेस है आज एप्लीकेबल है, और उन्हीं का जो है हमें प्रयोग करना है और उसी से जो है हमें आगे बढ़ना है. सर प्लीज अलाउ मी.
हाँ, आप अलाउड है मैडम. ओह सॉरी सॉरी.
तो उसके अंदर जो है हम शुरुआत से शुरू करते हैं. तो कई बार हमें ऐसा बताया जाता है कि भारतवर्ष के अंदर जो है वो एंथ्रोपोलॉजी अभी बचपन में है और हम जो है वो अभी सीख रहे हैं. तो हकीकत ये है कि मैं यहाँ पे दिखाना चाह रही हूँ कि हमारे पास जो है वो अपना आयुर्वेदिक एंथ्रोपोलॉजी है, इंडियन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी भी है, और हम काफी कुछ काम कर चुके हैं और आगे कर भी रहे हैं। तो इसके अंदर जो है वो हमें ध्यान ये रखना है कि हमारा कल्चर जो है वो बहुत ही अलग है। वी आर वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द प्रेजेंट कल्चर्स एट प्रेजेंट। जो हमारी ग्लोबल सिचुएशन है उसके अंदर भारतवर्ष जो है वो बहुत ही अलग है, और इसीलिए कई महीने में हम लोग कुछ बातें जो हमें कही जाती है वो हम समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं। आज के परिप्रेक्ष्य में भी महाकुंभ चल रहा है, तो हमें भी पता है कि वहां पे हम लोग श्रद्धा पूर्वक स्नान करते हैं, और हम कहते हैं कि सदियों से नहीं, सिंस थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स ये होता आ रहा है। तो थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स से ये रिचुअल कैसे चल सकता है? फॉर 144 इयर्स के बाद ये आया है हमारा प्लेनेटरी जो आज का है वो कॉम्बिनेशन 144 साल के बाद आया है। तो उसकी गणना किसने की? तो ये पूरा जो है वो हमारा शास्त्र, हमारे जो पुराण, हमारी जो विचारधारा, हमारे जो कंसेप्ट्स वो बहुत ही अलग है। और इसीलिए थोड़ा हम यहाँ पे समझ लेते हैं कि ये एंथ्रोपोलॉजी है वो साइंटिफिक सिस्टमेटिक स्टडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल ह्यूमैनिटी। व्यक्ति को समझना है, हर ह्यूमन को समझना है विथ ए गोल ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग इवोल्यूशनरी ओरिजिन। हर मनुष्य जो है उसका ओरिजिन अलग है, और उसी वजह से हर हमारे 140 करोड़ हम इंडियंस है, लेकिन हम अगर देखें तो एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द अदर। लेकिन अगर हम देखें तो ऑल टोल्ड 7 स्पीसीज है हमारी। हमारे डीएनए के पैटर्न जो है वो अब तक जो हमें निकली है, वो ऐसे मैंने जितना पढ़ा है उसके अंदर 7 प्रकार के डीएनए मिले हैं। और वो जो हमारे डीएनए है वो जो इजिप्ट में, जो ईरान में, ग्रीस में जो मिले थे उनके साथ भी मिलते जुलते हैं। तो वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की जो हमारी भावना है वो इस तरह चरितार्थ होती है कि डीएनए जो है वो मिल रहे हैं। फिर जो है वो डाइवर्सिटी इन ह्यूमन फॉर्म्स है, दे आर डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड विथ अवर लीनिएज। सोशल डाइवर्सिटी होते हुए भी हम सब इंडियंस जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं एक हो जाते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे यहाँ पे कन्या विदाई होती है, तो कन्या विदाई कश्मीर में भी होगी और केरल में भी होगी, कलकत्ता में भी होगी और कच्छ में भी होगी, और उसी के लिए हम कन्या को उस तरह ब्रॉटअप उसका होता है। तो ये ट्रेडिशन कहाँ से आई? ऐसे जो है उसके अंदर हम काफी डिटेल में जा सकते हैं। फिर ह्यूमन बायोलॉजी जो है, कल्चर्स, सोसाइटीज, लिंग्विस्टिक्स, प्रेजेंट और पास्ट दोनों को साथ में रखते हुए ये मैंने डाला था कि फोरेंसिक्स जो है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी वो आज एक अपकमिंग स्ट्रीम है, और इसके अंदर भी काम होना बहुत जरूरी है। तो ऐसी बढ़िया, इतनी बढ़िया पिक्चर्स निकल रही है सिनेमा, ये लोग इसके ऊपर हमें हाईलाइट करते हैं, और ये अगर हम कुछ ज्यादा इसके ऊपर ध्यान दे तो हम अपने मूल जो है उसको अच्छी तरह से समझ पाएंगे। ये शॉर्ट में जो है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी के टाइप्स और जो डिफरेंट प्रकार की एंथ्रोपोलॉजी मेन सब्जेक्ट है, लेकिन उसके सब टाइप्स इतने सारे हैं जो मैडम बता रहे थे। तो इसमें हम देख रहे हैं कि ह्यूमैनिटीज जो है उसमें ग्रीस और पर्शिया जो है वहां से इवॉल्व हुआ, और नेचुरल साइंसेस के साथ मिलता हुआ। यहाँ पे आप देखिए कि ये जो है आर्टिस्ट जो है, आर्टिस्टिक एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, उसको भी ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। और ये हमारी जो सिंधु सभ्यता है उसके अंदर ऐसे मुखौटे हमें बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे। हमारे जो मंदिर है वो हमारे कल्चरल सेंटर है, और उनके अंदर हम देखेंगे तो हर मंदिर दूसरे से अलग है, और उसके अंदर एक मैसेज रहता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम वैष्णवाइट मंदिर में जाएंगे और उसका जो पूरा डायग्राम होगा, उसका जो पूरा स्ट्रक्चर होगा वो शैवाइट जो टेम्पल है उससे बहुत ही अलग रहेगा। देवी जो है, हर देवी का जो है वो कंस्ट्रक्शन अलग से रहेगा, और एक्चुअली हमारे टेम्पल्स जो है वो हमारे कल्चर का केंद्र बिंदु रहते थे। तो उसके अंदर जो है जैसे जैसे हमारा डेवलपमेंट होता गया तो हमारे टेम्पल्स भी जो है वो आगे बढ़ते गए, और इसीलिए कुछ ऐसे मंदिर है जहाँ पे हमें ज्ञान विज्ञान की बातें भी देखने को मिलती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लटकता हुआ पत्थर, पिलर जो है वो लटकता हुआ है, कहीं पे भी उसको लगाया हुआ नहीं है, तो ये कहाँ से आया? फिर जो है वो हर पिलर को आप मारेंगे तो उसमें से डिफरेंट आवाज आएगी। तो हम अगर सारे गमा बजानी है तो ये पत्थर के पिलर पे हम सारे गमा बजा सकते हैं। अब ये जो बातें हैं वो बहुत ही बढ़िया है, और इसके ऊपर तो हम काफी कुछ बातें कर सकते हैं। ये जो है आज में जो मिल रहे हैं ह्यूमंस, उसके स्कल मैंने डालने की कोशिश की है। इतने डिटेल में तो हम नहीं जा सकते, हम तो आयुर्वेद वाले हैं, हम इसमें ज्यादा जाके क्या करेंगे। लेकिन आयुर्वेद के अंदर जो है वो आता है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी। तो पहले हम मेडिकल देख लेंगे, फिर हम आयुर्वेद में जाएंगे। तो मेडिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी जो है वो ह्यूमन हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम बायोकल्चरल एडेप्टेशन जो है वो विलियम कॉडेल जो है उन्होंने इसके ऊपर ध्यान देना शुरू किया। और डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सिस्टम्स ऑफ मेडिकल नॉलेज एंड मेडिकल कल्चर, फिर पेशेंट फिजिशियन रिलेशनशिप आई, फिर न्यूट्रिशनल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी डेवलप हुई, फिर साइकोलॉजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी और कॉग्निटिव एंथ्रोपोलॉजी होते हुए ट्रांसपर्सनल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी यानी रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन ऑल्टर्ड स्टेट्स ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस एंड कल्चर तक हम पहुंचे हैं। तो ये एक अचीवमेंट है हमारी, और यही उनका एक स्केल है कार्डेशेव, जो मैडम ने भी बोला है, टाइप 1 से लेके टाइप 8 तक जो है उसके अंदर सिविलाइजेशन किस तरह बढ़ी और किस तरह आगे बढ़ी, इसकी बातें उन्होंने की है। लेकिन हमारे यहाँ पे दशावतार की बात की गई है, और ये 10 अवतार जो है वो उसको हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं वो इवोल्यूशन, हमारा ह्यूमन इवोल्यूशन किस तरह हुआ। तो पहले जो है वो कुर्म, फिर आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते अंत में जो है श्री कृष्ण, यानी उसको हम योगेश्वर बोलते हैं। और अब जो आएगा वो कल्कि अवतार आएगा। तो मत्स्य कुर्म यानी एक्वेटिक एनिमल से लेते हुए हम जो है ह्यूमन तक आ गए। हमारे यहाँ पे कहा गया है कि ह्यूमन जो है वो महाराज मनु के वंशज है। तो किस तरह? तो फर्स्ट ह्यूमन जो है अकॉर्डिंग टू हिंदुइज्म मनु है। He was created by Brahma ji. He was married to Shatarupa ji. She was a goddess. और हम मनुष्य है, यानी कि फ्रॉम मनु, मनु से हम उत्पन्न हुए, वी आर चिल्ड्रन ऑफ मनु। और हमारे यहाँ पे मत्स्य पुराण जो है उसके अंदर प्रलय की बात की गई है कि महाराज मनु ने प्रलय को सरवाइव करते हुए अर्थ को जो है वो पुनः रिपॉपुलेट करी, और आज की जो पृथ्वी है वो महाराज मनु की देन है, ऐसा मत्स्य पुराण में उल्लेख मिलता है। और महाराज मनु ने जो रची वो मनुस्मृति जो है, इसके अंदर हमारा भारतीय लोक कोड है, जिसको हम हिंदू फिलोसॉफी भी बोलते हैं। आयुर्वेद इसमें कहाँ खड़ा है? तो आयुर्वेद में ऐसे कई रिसर्च पेपर्स अपने को मिलेंगे जहाँ पे एंथ्रोपोलॉजी फ्रॉम आयुर्वेद पर्सपेक्टिव करके अपने को मिलेगा। तो आयुर्वेद इज ए होलिस्टिक एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, कंसिडर्स होल पर्सन, combines concepts from religion, philosophy, psychology and medicine, to name a few. हमारे यहाँ पे स्क्रिप्चर्स भी है, आर्ट भी है, राग भी है, ज्योतिष भी है, वास्तु भी है। ये तो पूरा 64 विद्या आ जाएगी इसमें। हाउ आयुर्वेद व्यूज अ पर्सन कंसिडर्स फिजिकल, मेंटल, स्पिरिचुअल हेल्थ, considers lifestyle and environmental factors. Ayurveda emphasizes on natural remedies, dietary practices, lifestyle modification, जो आज मेडिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में देखने को मिल रहा है। फिर recognizes connections between gut and brain. आज से करीब करीब more than 6,000 years before हम गट ब्रेन का कनेक्शन जानते थे। Considers microbiome and how it impacts health. पर्सनालिटी जो है उसके अंदर जो है सत्व रजतम का कॉम्बिनेशन करते हुए वैसे तो असंख्य होती है, n नंबर ऑफ पर्सनालिटीज, लेकिन 16 जो है वो मेन बताई गई है। फिर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड पर्सनालिटी फीचर्स डायग्नोसिस के लिए हम लोग यूज करते हैं। प्रकृति परीक्षण आज हो गया, नाड़ी परीक्षण भी हो रहा है, तो ये जो है वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड पर्सनालिटी फीचर्स है। फिर वी यूज वेराइटी ऑफ थेरापीज, और उसमें जो है पैरामेडिकल भी हम यूज करते हैं, फार्मेकोलॉजिक भी करते हैं, सर्जिकल भी करते हैं और साइकोथेराप्यूटिक भी करते हैं। और हम हेल्थ को कैसे देखते हैं? बैलेंस एंड हार्मनी विद इन बॉडी, माइंड एंड स्पिरिट, लाइफस्टाइल और एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स जो है उनका हेल्थ पे सीधा संबंध है। कंसिडर डाइटरी प्रैक्टिसेस एंड नेचुरल रेमेडीज, दे प्रमोट द वेलबींग। तो ये जो है आयुर्वेद के अंदर बताया हुआ कुछ मैंने दिखाने की कोशिश की है। आपने मुझे बोलने की अवसर दिया, उसके लिए मैं आपकी बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ। सभी को शुभ रात्रि। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
बहुत बहुत आभार मैडम, आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। ग्रेट, आप तो बिल्कुल ही हर चीज को एक ऐसा ट्विस्ट देते हैं। ग्रेट ग्रेट मैडम, रियली ग्रेट। मैं अब डॉक्टर शैकत कुमार बसु को सदर आमंत्रित कर।
थैंक यू।
वेलकम वेलकम डॉक्टर शैकत जी, वेलकम।
थैंक यू शर्मा जी, थैंक यू। एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था, आजकल अग्निहोत्री जी दिखने को नहीं मिल रहा है, वो हॉलीडे पे है क्या?
हाँ, थोड़ी तबीयत ठीक नहीं चल रही है उनकी,
अच्छा
वो
अच्छा
देख
अच्छा 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 अच्छा, ठीक है, थैंक यू
लें।
वेरी मच। Welcome you all to the World Anthropology Day. Madam, both our speakers, madams, have very nicely illustrated from various aspects the importance of anthropology in our life. I am going to highlight a little bit about what is the status of the tribals or aboriginals around the world. How do they look like, where they stand? Historically looking, on this very auspicious day, the situation and condition of the tribals or aboriginals, as it is called in North America, is not very good in the particular sense that of hundreds and thousands tribes that we have around the world, only a very handful have been able to survive very successfully to this date, whether it is in India or it is abroad. Injustice, exploitation, what you call relocation of the tribal people from their own lands, looting of their resources and stuff extensively has been done. Every day, like, for a long time, we all used to glorify the discovery of America by Columbus. Like Columbus thought that he has reached India, but actually he reached, by mistake, he went to Hispaniola, which is the modern day Cuba. So he was in the Bahamas, in those areas, South Central America. And from there, down the line, Amerigo Vespucci later on discovered United States, or which was called the continent of the new continent. But all the time, the European historians used to have a very glorious picture of this celebrated discovery of the New World, where North and South America has been discovered, the untapped resources of North and South America, the change and transformation of the civilization, and how this discovery of this new continent has helped and sustained the growth of Europe. But no one told you the exploitation, the torture, the rape, and the heinous crime that Columbus and other followers, explorers who went to North and Central America and South America did. The torture and abuse of Aboriginal people or the tribal original inhabitants of this country was so monumental that many of them committed suicide so as to survive, to have to avoid the daily abuse and tortures that they were exposed to. First, they were enslaved, they were used for free labor, women were sexually exploited, violated. The big talkers of European traditional culture who talked about equality, fraternity, and independence carried out the most heinous crimes in whichever or wherever they had established their colony, whether it was Africa, whether it was Asia, whether it was North and South America. Aboriginals have been wiped out. Our highly civilized British colonists who reached down the line to Canada and United States and followed by other European in various waves that they came to this country almost wiped out 70% of the Aboriginal population on this entire continent through sheer exploitation, through sheer torture, abuse, and taking over their land. These simple minded people who lived off their land and had a very traditional way of method, where first they tried to defeat them over war. If it was not possible, they intrigued them into various treaties by restricting and isolating them into various reserves so that they give up the rights of their lands. And then they have been abused. Abuse was so intelligently done that you will be shocked to hear what they have done. For many communities where the Europeans were unable to conquer, these people who have left isolated for hundreds and thousands of years as a part of their civilization had poor immunity to outside diseases. Once the European realized that they are vulnerable to diseases, in the name of establishing friendship, they used to give them infected gifts, infected clothes, introduced alcohol within them, provided them with all kinds of addictions that they could provide, so that these people are wiped out. Because they had no immunity, hundreds and thousands of these people died like insects over this continent. Particularly in Canada, the English people carried out the strategy of giving infected clothes to these people, so that because they do not have immunity, so they were exposed to smallpox, chickenpox, mumps, measles, every other diseases that they could have. They brought those infected clothes over through the ships and donated them in the form of as a form of a token of friendship. The only idea was to kill them. Furthermore, Vancouver, one of the greatest city in modern day planet, out of the 10 most beautiful cities in the world, Vancouver stands as one of the monumental cities. You will be shocked to hear how Vancouver was created. When the European settlers, particularly the British, came onto the west coast or the Pacific coast of the continent of North America, particularly across USA and Canada, of today's modern day USA and Canada, they found out that Vancouver was a natural port. It was used by many semi-marine or semi-nomadic seafaring people who used to live along these coastal areas. These were small tribes who survived by living along these coastal areas and had small communities where the British could defeat them. They were defeated straight because they have modern weapons and stuff. These people fought bravely with their archaic weapons of bows and arrows and spears. And where they were able to take over their villages, they took the pain of going to every village and killing every single individual that they could lay their hand upon. Men, women, children, old age citizens, even babies were slaughtered and killed. Why? So that there would be no claim for this beautiful city of Vancouver that stands today as a cornerstone of human civilization. What a civilization! What a record! If you visit today's modern day Vancouver, the institute or the Museum of Anthropology has widely depicted their story. I acknowledge the good part of this is that in the museum, they have highlighted how these people were systematically wiped out. Hundreds of these tribes became extinct over 200 to 400 years. Hundreds and thousands of small tribes that inhabited across Canada into United States. It's a huge, gigantic landmass. They become extinct. Same story for South America too. From Central to South America, hundreds and thousands of tribes were either taken over here, either by in North America, they were taken over by the Britishers and the French predominantly, then followed by other European waves. In South America, they were predominantly taken by the Spanish and then the Portuguese. The heinous crimes, torture, abuse that they have done, they have wiped out civilization, they have wiped out entire humanity from these continents. Look into Africa. The slave trade in Africa were from these Aboriginal communities across the West Coast, where hundreds and thousands of these people were selected. Those who were physically strong, men and women, were transported by the ship. The Arab traders used to capture these helpless victims and transfer them into ships to be carried to USA and to Brazil. for working in the various sugarcane farms and other menial jobs. The journey during those days was perilous. People were like at the bottom of the ship, they were chained. Barely food was given. Women prisoners were abused, sexually tortured, sometimes killed, and many became pregnant by the time they reached the other shores. And then many was killed so that the officials do not recognize that the sexual crimes that they have conducted down the line. Food was limited, and in many cases, when the ship was overpopulated, slaves or these poor African people were tied up in chains, weight attached to their feet, and they were kicked off the desk so that they would die in the ocean, in the abyss, hundreds and thousands of miles away from the continents of Africa where they originated. If you look into Southeast Asia too and other parts, the European colonial masters have taken over various Aboriginal tribes and they have been wiped out. This was during the colonial period. But since Second World War, as these countries became independent and many of these tribes became free, rather than establishing a new nation, many of them got involved into sectarian wars and violence and corruptions in this country for taking over power in the post-colonial period has further deteriorated the situation and condition. Even by looking into our country, there are hundreds of tribes. Around 93 that I know of in Indian government has also identified as particularly vulnerable tribes, as Madam has very nicely mentioned, across various states of India that are endangered. As biologist, as an agronomist, I always talk about plants and animals becoming extinct. Our level of extinction has been going high. Our plants and animals are various species of plants and animals are becoming extinct. But to tell you the truth, there are human races that are becoming extinct. If you look into our own backyard, the tribes of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Great Andamanis, the Sentinelese, the Jarwas, the Ongis, the Champins, populations are around 50 to 500. So while India is still the largest populous country of the world, there are communities within this country that are sitting on a ticking bomb on the verge of extinction. Great Andamanis possibly have between 50 to 100 people left. So this particular essence of the plight of the tribals, their right, their tradition, their culture has always been exploited and they have been marginalized. On this auspicious day of the World Anthropology Day, I think as humans, we should beg forgiveness from all the bygone tribes and the people who have suffered countlessly, in countless manner in the form of our colonial masters, in the hand of our zamindars, feudal lords and stuff who has wiped them out. They were humans too, and their history is missing because they didn't have much recorded history. It is unfortunate and unrecorded. Even at this present time when I am talking, how many different races or tribal communities across all the continents, from Africa to Europe and from North America to Australia, are on the verge of extinction. I am talking about human extinction, where different traditional heritage races are becoming extinct and only a few people are available. I would conclude by saying that in the Brazilian Amazonia, there was one tribal community that got completely close to extinction with only 1% left. Few surveyors and people who do documentary identified this individual of a particular tribe. He was the last individual of that particular community who lived in a hole in the forest and tried to be as isolated as possible. Every other member of that community has passed out or they are died. So when the Brazilian government sent representative to that particular individual as the last of the Mohicans, that the last individual the government wanted to extend all their help and support, this man made a monumental statement. And this statement was considered in 2023 or 24 as the greatest historic statement that that the world has seen. What did that man say? That individual refused any help from the Brazilian government by saying that when my community was dying, there was no support from any fellow human beings or the government. And now that his tribe is extinct and he's the last person and will be extinct possibly in a few years, he does not need any support from the government, because by saving him, they cannot bring back the entire community that has vanquished. But more important than that, he mentioned that you people are responsible for our extinction. Remember that this will come back to you and haunt you one day. Your race will become extinct. Today, I and my community are lost. Tomorrow, you and your community will be lost because of the result of your greed, because of the result of your selfishness, and because of the result of your lust, who does not care for humanity, who does not care for nature, but only cares for lucrative profit. What a monumental statement from an Aboriginal community, indicating us that we humans are responsible for our own destruction, and we are heading slowly towards that path. Today, the vulnerable tribes are becoming extinct. Maybe it will be our turn tomorrow. By looking into our population today, we may think we are safe and secure, but we do not know what may happen tomorrow. So, on the auspices of the World Anthropology Day, I would request everyone to remember the tremendous torture, exploitation, and extinction many of our tribal ancestors have faced, and they have left this planet. Let us do our best to preserve and protect those who are still remaining. The government of India is trying to establish a massive project called the Mega Nicobar project in the Nicobar Islands for the purpose of infrastructural development, tourism, strategic importance, as well as from the naval point of view. But I strongly believe that this will destroy the island because they're extremely vulnerable, ecologically sensitive. And at the same time, the people who are dependent on it, particularly the vulnerable tribal groups, will be lost too. They do not vote. They are not a part of the citizenship in the same manner that we think, but they are our citizens too. It is our responsibility to save them from extinction. Thank you very much. Wish you all a happy World Anthropology Day, but I do strongly believe it is not happy. It is a very sad and morbid World Anthropology Day where so many people are looking at the verge of extinction. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Sakat. Really very nice session, and you have explained a different aspect of anthropology. Great. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Sharmaji, I will possibly send you a recorded video for tomorrow. I may be engaged in a meeting somewhere, but I will send you the video in advance if I cannot make it. Okay, thank you.